The tutorial you are now watching has been part of a mega tutorial. In case you hear any reference to that, this is why. But now, without further ado, let's get going with this tutorial. Next up on our list is building pools. And pools, frankly, work pretty similarly to the pathing. So if you're in the mega tutorial, obviously, we have done already some pathing. But instead, if you're watching this as a part later, make sure to check out pathing before. But this is from the generics or from the basics the same. Now, there is a tab called pools over here. And as in all the other tabs, we have the chance to either create a custom one or use a blueprint. We're going to quickly start with the blueprint to showcase how easy it is to just grab it. And then we're going to find our spot where we put it. And actually, I'm going to put this one here just for easy access to it. So, pool is built, very simple. But, you know, we want to have more control. So, we do also have this little well over here that we want to hide. I want this to be on the middle island in the pool. And then we're going to hide this with some foliage around. This is the idea. So, we're going to create a custom one. And once you click on the custom one, you will see that this is how it looks. Now, the thing is, we need to make this accessible by a, some person who walks around. So we are going to build the pool around. So you can either build the pool, and I'm going to start with the swimming depth. However, when you build pools, there is a logic behind the depth, and this is the stuff I'm going to show you first. So let's put this on the stamp scale 2, so you can see that. The little, the least depth is actually called shallow. Then the next one is the wading one, and then we do have the swimming one, and there is even a diving one. So if you build things like that, it looks pretty simple, and you always have like a little way going down. It's a bit unfortunate that you really don't have that much control over changing the depths, but if you build a small part like that, you can change this. If you want to build and quickly access the pool edit, again, just double click on it, and then you're back in the edit. You have the similar elements as you have in pathing as well. Now you click on the edit tool, and now you will be able to edit the sides. Now there is a new function in here, and this is editing the depths. So what you can do is you can basically bring that higher up, as you can see over here, and we could also look for another one. So for example, this one over here, I want to have this higher as well. So you can make this whole decline a bit more gradual, and you can also do this obviously on the other side. Just look for the particular things like this, and then for example, we want to have that one too. So you make the whole incline a little bit more gradual. I quite like that, you know, this looks fine, but the problems occur if you want to keep on editing this with the stamp tool. And let's say we are still in diving and we are going to edit something that is here. Now you can see there is a bit of an issue because the whole thing just completely cranks into that, and there's not really much you can do about this. The only thing you can do now, obviously again, is go back into editing, search for that corner, and now you just edit this back in, but then it will create stuff like that. So I haven't really found a solution for how to smooth everything out. So this is why I highly recommend to start exactly like I did over here, gradually. So once you want to expand this pool, I would highly recommend to always stay in, for example, the shallow one first, and then go deeper from there. I'm going to show you exactly how that works now. So what I want is, this is actually a very good way of doing it. I want to have this part in the back being very deep, while I want to have this part down here actually shallow as it is. And I want to go around this thing over here, as I said. So I'm going to start drawing the whole thing, and I'm going to say curve, and this is using the draw tool. As you can see, we've got the normal line builder, which you can build lazy rivers with. We're going to do this on this side in a second. And you can do this the same way I did this over here with the stamp builder or with the draw tool. We're going to use the draw tool right now, put that on curve, and now I'm going to just rotate this thing around this one. I want to have like a bit of an egg-shaped thing over here. And then as you can see, I still have the depth shallow selected. This is exactly what I want to do. And I'm going to go back to the pool. Once I'm there, I'm changing to straight to go like it snaps to the side. If you want to have this nicely, you can do this. I'm going to snap all the way to here. And then I'm going to bring this all the way up to here. And first of all, I'm going to connect this. We're going to work from here. Now, as this is done, you can see this is all a bit more nice. Right, but before we continue, we also see that this might be a little bit too close to this thing, so we might want to push that in. Just as a little reminder, go to the edit tool, and you can also select several nodes at once if you want to. I want to have this one as well as those one over here. I'm gonna drag the whole thing over, and so the whole bit goes a bit more nicely in here. And you can obviously change the depth a bit more, and now you can see the change is a bit more gradual, but as always, as I said in here, the middle stays the same, which we are going to solve in a bit. But first of all, I want to finish off the whole form of our pool, because this is not exactly, we want to fill the last bit in. So what we're gonna do is to use the draw tool, and from over here, we are going to just take that, and we're gonna make sure that we have the curve enabled. So just gonna move around what I've painted over here, just like that. I want to have like a smooth transition in here. Once you're in, use the straight one to actually go along that side, and now you have a wonderful pool. Now you can obviously tell that this over here isn't nice. So first things we're going to do is we're going to solve this edge a little. Go back into the edit mode, and then look for the sides you want to align with this a bit nicer. So I'm gonna do this like so, and then this looks all a bit nicer. From over here, we now need to be carefully adjusting this. So what I like to do is I'm gonna go and use the draw tool, and I'm gonna go one step further down with the weighting. So I'm gonna do this by trying to stay away like 2 meters-ish from the side, and then I'm gonna try to paint around the pool a little like so. You don't need to be like super precise, but try to stick as best as you can, and then you can see the whole pool moves down a little, and that's nice. And you can see there's still this bit in the middle we need to get rid of, so I'm gonna stay here, and I'm gonna stay a little bit like this, and then just try to make like a nice curve here and a nice curve around there, not too aggressive. And what the heck, oh wait, hold on, that's not correct. I don't know why I had this selected wrong. Never mind this little error over here. You always have to check whether you're on the right height though. You saw that now, why this is important. So here you go. Now the pool is mostly fixed. For the most part, it looks a lot more better. There is this corner over here doesn't look good, but we want to have a bit more of a deeper part in the pool anyway. So this is why we're gonna go once further down into swimming. And now you're gonna change a little bit more again. Make sure to not be too close to this edge over here, because that would look very odd indeed. So you need to go once further inwards, just as we had this before. And then you're gonna paint exactly the same. You can also vary a little bit in the shape if you want to. So I'm gonna do this like so, and I'm gonna make this work like this. And you can see this is okay, you know, it's not perfect. You can see there is an edge over here that just didn't work exactly like I wanted it to. Sometimes it creates these things. Unfortunately, you can't just go in with the edit tool and change it. So in order to get rid of that, the only idea I would have is take like a little shape and try to paint over it by just having to click here a little. Yeah, that just kind of fixed it a little bit. And then you could go in and make the weighting, or maybe you just do that with the weighting a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a painful thing to do, because it just doesn't exactly work how you would like to work it. But there are ways, as you can see, to fix it. And I would, again, try to keep on doing this, just like here. I'm gonna make like a very, very deep area that is going a little bit like here. Just first of all fixing what we've done before, so that's nice. And now we go all the way down to diving, and then we also make this work by just doing exactly what we've done before. Just find yourself a nice shape that you want to have in the center. And well, this one is pretty aggressive, so I might just leave it as it is. So this is that. It's a bit of a pain to do, but at the end of the day, you can achieve something good. I mean, what I would do now in order to make this look good, I would definitely go into the edit tool and then select a bit more on these sides, and then try to really bring this to a height where it works. So just make sure that this all doesn't look too shabby. I think this just kind of fixes it a little bit. Like this is too high, Just bring that down a little. So this way you can click yourself through and make that. It's a bit fiddly, you know, but it works at the end of the day. So I do hope that we get a smoothing option for that, because in some of the pools that are fully flat, obviously it looks good. But we are not here to do the easy things, you know. We are not here to do the easy things. The last bit I wanted to show you, and this is why we create a little of a lazy river here. Again, if you want to build a pool here, you can also just double click on that pool, go into the pool builder. We use the line tool, and we're going to make this not diving but swimming, and we're going to have this on curve style, and I want to have it on the, well, let's go to 5-meter width. And what we do, we're going to plop this in, well, maybe here, and then we just build a little lazy river in this area. So it is freaking simple. What you can always do is you can also say, at the moment we have a path option enabled, and you can also disable that if you want to. So at the moment the edge type is path. You can also put this to infinity, and then the pool just comes without any, you know, edges or anything. This is nice if you want to build some, you know, let's say plants around this, or let that go through a cave or so. But as for the path, it's also pretty simple. You can just double click on the path and then just copy the existing texture, and make sure, if you don't want to have railings, to disable them. And now you can use the draw tool to basically connect these areas with each other if you want to. So let's just move over. Again, the tool is pretty similar. Go to straight and then just paint along this side here, and then bam, there you go. You filled in the entire area here. So it's very simple. You can just quickly do this here as well. That's also part of the pools. And then just, come on, there you go. You fix that. So very simple, but remember, people can only access the center by just going in and out with stairs. And this is the second thing. We go to pools, and there are pool extras. Here we have all pool extras. They are under scenery, so it automatically guides you over here. We've got 3 different ladders. We've got the small ladder, we've got a medium-sized one, and we've got a big one. They are obviously for different depths as well of your pool. If there is a wading or like a small one, you can't put the biggest one in. We have some sun loungers. You can place them everywhere on the path as you want. They are not going to be placed on sand or so, unfortunately, but you can obviously always go and make this a natural ground, and then this looks like sand, but it still is. We have jumping or diving boards, as they are called. You can place them at mostly every area where it's deep enough. You can also have like a lower one if you want to, but if there's like only wading, normally they don't allow, as you can see over here. Obviously they don't allow, but as soon as it's deep enough, and we're just gonna move that around. If there's anyone, I think maybe on this side somewhere, yeah, here there would be a spot where it's deep enough, so the game actually knows exactly where you can put them. So that is nice. Then we obviously have our pool guards that you need in management. They need to create an area of influence that they can overview all of the pools. So here, for example, I would recommend to put them there, and then maybe we're gonna have like 2 here. Again, those also need to be placed on path, as you can see. So I'm gonna place them here. You can also have like a lifeguard post, and the difference between those is that they have different areas of influence. If you click on them, you can see this, but if we click on the heat maps and then we go to, hold on, which one was that again? Somewhere over here, pool, water, cleanliness, nope. Was that safety? Somewhere in here, nope. Condition, pool safety, there you go. Normally, that should be better now, because we do have all of these in. I think it's just because they're not in operation, but I think because they're not connected to the path, by the way. This is the main reason why. So just gonna quickly connect them here. So that's why. Now they are connected, and the lifeguards have access to their rooms and so on, so that should be better. Yeah, there you go. Now those 2 are fixed. This one isn't quite, but should be in a bit. There you go. This is exactly what it is. By the way, I'm sorry for the little cough. I just tried my best to have to get rid of the frog in my throat, but this is what we say in Germany, by the way, having a frog in my throat. If you have this little, it's not coughing, but, you know, whatever. We are here for a tutorial. I'm sorry. Let's continue with the pool elements, because there's more to it. If we go back into the pool, I would always go into pools and then pool elements, because that will bring you in the right category. There is also something called like the lazy river jet, and if you place them down, with those you decide which area you want to influence, and with holding down your Y or Z key, you can again rotate the piece, and it will then snap to give it a certain current. Now once you've said that, you can basically place multiple of these in, as you will be seeing here. You need to put them on both sides actually, and preferably make sure that they do check the right connect. There you go. Need to have the right height, and then put them into this thing. Now we could obviously go through here and just create a certain current, you know, make them go in all these things. And if I hit play, you will see there are these jets starting to make some push water, so to say, and you can even see that the water starts to move a little bit faster over here than it does if we go all the way over here. You can see the water barely moves, but if we go all the way back over here, you can see the water gets a bit more sped up and starts moving, and the people will be affected by that. This is pretty cool. I mean, they have confirmed that this is fluid water volumes, which affects everything, and so with these jets you are creating a wonderful current. However, this is not all. You can even create some waves, and if we go back into the elements, you can see there are wave machines. They come in 4 different sizes, and if you place them in, I'm just going to place all of them in, you can see they are starting to create waves, and yes, they are also fully simulated, so that is pretty cool. I'm not sure if I can put this in this one anyways, because it's too flat, so there's no chance. And obviously you can't put this on rounded shapes, so I'm going to look if there is any area I can slap one here, and the biggest one I can't put in, but the idea is very clear. It just creates waves, as you can see, and the people will move accordingly. So this is a wave pool now. You can't really change anything about this thing. It also goes better the more scenery you have, and just to make these pools obviously work better, it is always very much handy to put in some tropical stuff. So if you have some tropical plants small, you can just place them around here. I'm just going to quickly do this so you guys get an idea, and we also get some rocks in. It doesn't need to be a 10 out of 10 design over here, but the chance to do this is always good. Also, let's move this thing away because it blocks our area. And now if we click back on it, you will see that, oops, actually it should have had more scenery now. I'm not sure why it doesn't, but maybe it takes a moment until it relocates. But the more scenery it has, the more prestige your pool gets, and this is the way how to dress it up. I mean, you can place some blueprints here anyways, like if you go, for example, to scenery and then go all the way back to blueprints, you can always choose, like, for example, like a coral reef, you know, and plop that into the water, and maybe also have like a Queenie splash thingy over here, like this, for example. Usually that should affect it now. It doesn't, so it seems like the game takes a moment to update. But this also helps to get your pools more prestige, because you can actually also click on your pool as a whole, and then you have the prestige over here. At the moment it is at 463. It can go all the way to 1000, and it gives you the idea what is installed in here as well. And if we click on the lazy river, for example, it shouldn't have that high of a prestige, as you can see, because there's like no plants around and so on. And this one over here even less. It should even have a negative effect of this little thing over here. There's no minus though, but this is not having a good effect on these things typically. But this is already all you need to know about pools, because pools are relatively simple, as you can see. They become better once you put some slides and stuff in. As you can see, the people are roaming in. At the moment, pools seem to be the absolute killer feature when it comes to getting people into your parks. They are very, 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 very popular if you put some scenery items in and so on. Unfortunately, and this is something you need to keep in mind, this is a piece that is not relevant to the people. They will swim through it. So in case you want to do something like that, I highly recommend putting these things on islands and not in the middle in the water as I did. Build islands like that and then just put some stuff in to make sure that this looks good. But yeah, so far so good. That's been it about pools. So thanks for watching this tutorial. If you need more tutorials, check out the mega tutorial or the individual ones I've also uploaded. In any case, if that was helpful, please consider subscribing to support the channel, and I wish you a wonderful day up until the next one. Bye!